Okay, it's a week later now, and I have had my parts that I ordered come in. So we have a new core plug to be fitted, and once I've got that all in, I can then finish off reassembling the heater system. So onwards with that. Okay, so I have the core plug, and because the recess that it's going in has seen better days, I'm going to use some high temperature sealant around it just to make sure it seals nicely. And then I've got some high temperature paint to go on the engine block and give it a final touch up once that's all done. Okay, so I have already given the hole a thorough clean, finishing off with some meths just to make sure there's a good surface for the sealant. So now I'm going to very carefully spread some sealant all around the edge. This is one of these jobs where if you have the opportunity to do it with everything apart, I would suggest that you do, because getting in here with the exhaust manifold in place is hard work. However, taking everything off would be harder work. It'll be a bit messy to start with, but once I've got the core plug in place, I'll go clean it up. I'm also going to try not to put too much on because I don't want it floating around in the radiator. So there we go. Now I'll just run my finger around and remove the excess from the interior. So I have a magnet to get it in the right place. It is a tight fit, as you'd expect. So I'm just going to go around the edge of the drift to try and get it seated. See how we go. It is now all the way in. Now I just need to deform it. They say use the biggest drift you've got to spread it out rather than just one in the center. I'm not really flush with large drifts, but do have some impact tools. So can I get that to sit square on there? Can just. It's time for a bigger hammer. That really isn't doing the trick. I'm going to go back to my drift. Okay, if we have a look in there, see that's quite well deformed all round. It should be sealing quite nicely, hopefully. Rather messy. It's rather awkward to get to, so just do that and clean it up a bit. Important thing is it's all covered. Okay, now on with heater plumbing. So the first thing I need to do is get this little olive onto the end of this pipe because it's quite tight. So what I'm going to do is try heating it and then putting it on. So what I'm trying to do here, I've set the pipe so that the height it's out of the vise gives me about where I want the olive on it. Once it's all the way down to the vice jaws, the connector it goes into is, you'll have fun seeing in there, a recess for the pipe, and the olive sits on the lip of that. I'm assuming this will somewhat change the properties of this brass olive metallurgically, but it's too bloody tight to fit otherwise. There, did it. My previous experiments at that were nowhere near as successful, but I hadn't put the pipe in the vise to give me a hand free. So that worked. And in case you're wondering, yes, I do have the other piece already on the pipe. Don't forget to do that. So that should now fit in there, and that should be able to tighten and seal. It does feel pretty good. Now to fit it on the car. Okay, for extra good measure, I've also put some sealant on the thread of this bung thing. Well, not bung, but adapter. Now I need to position the return pipe and work out its mounting. Okay, so if you can see in there, I want to try and mount the pipe on that exhaust manifold stud. So what I'm going to do, needs to be up higher, I'm going to fold the tab to suit better. Okay, so here we are. We have now got right in there, pipe all fitted and tightened up, and took a bit of moving around but that's where I've ended up mounting the other end of the pipe. So now I just need to get the hoses connected and start doing things with coolant. Okay, so now we have 2 more radiator hose or heater hoses fitted. That going down there to that side of that one, and that one going up to the heater core there. Now, because I don't have the 100% correct return pipe and all the correct hoses, I do think that the way around I've got those 2 hoses connected is not 100% correct. However, given it's all straight through, other than the complications of hydrodynamics in a T-junction, it should all still work relatively well. I'll find out in due course. So now I'm going to go flush the radiator, and once I've done that, fill everything back up and see if I can get water through the system nicely. Okay, outside now. I'm just about to start the car up, having flushed the radiator and refilled it with water. What I want to do is run it through with water first before I fill it with coolant. So I'll fill it up, burp it, and then let it cool, drain it, and then refill it with coolant. So on with that. Hear me over that. I do have the heater wide open, so once the thermostat opens we should get water through the system. So I've now drained the water out and filled the radiator with antifreeze. Sort of see in there. So now I just need to burp it again and we'll be done. Thanks for watching. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, all those good things. Thank you to my existing subscribers, and we'll catch you next time. Bye.